global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news.
Nigerians were in road shock when the information broke out. The news broke out that a Chinese company indeed is making strong moves to seize about 3 of Nigeria's presidential fleet that is actually right now in France. Hello and welcome to our channel. Of course, Peter Obi have decided to, in no particular order, in very strong worded terms, said to address the matter as it has become an international embarrassment, according to Peter Obi. And the presidency also have decided to also address the issue to Nigerians. Before we go into the newspaper, kindly subscribe to our channel. And according to Peter Obi, he said the seizure of presidential jet an international embarrassment. And the trending international news on the seizure of 3 jets belonging to Nigeria's presidential fleet is yet another of many embarrassing things exposing our failed leadership and our attitude to the rule of law, even in a democracy. It has also exposed multiple dimensions to our leadership failure and our insensitivity to the plight of the growing poor class in our midst. The fact that the federal government went ahead with the jet deal despite the cacophonous cry against the purchase of a presidential jet at this time when the people are going through a horrifying economic hardship shows the insensitivity of this administration. Added to it is the embarrassing aspect of our country's presidential jet being held for contractual breaches arising from yet another dimension of inadequate leadership tidiness. I have been loud in my demand over time that the government at all levels should be accountable to the people, meaning that they must be very transparent in all their dealings. Until a court in France prohibits Nigeria from moving or selling these 3 jets, Nigerians have no iota of information about both the buying and selling of this aircraft. It has been done in secrecy. Federal government property which belongs to the people is being managed as a personal family asset, paying as much as $100 million for a presidential jet for a country that is in the poverty capital of the world and has more out of school children with over 40% of food inflation is the height of concern for the people's feelings. This incident has also opened up an aspect of indiscipline that is conspicuously embedded in our country, which is the abuse and disrespect for the rule of law. Here are questions begging for answers. To what extent did the Ogun government follow its agreement with the Chinese firm? After the UK court ruling that prohibited some Nigerian building in Liverpool, what did both Ogun State and federal government do before the French court action? I would like to, therefore, challenge the federal government to come clean and transparent on this matter and tell Nigerians how we got to this latest international mess. Bakam. Now, some people are saying APC, Whalers, let's go, 3, 2, 1. But I do not know why they're saying that. But of course, the federal government have also decided to react to, according to them, what transpired. That actually, in fact, the jets have not totally been seized, but let's find out exactly their word for word. So, according to the report, a French court authorized the seizure of the 3 presidential jets due to the ongoing dispute between Zhongshan, a Chinese company, and the Ogun State government. It was also learned that the seizure is a result of the government's failure to honor a $74.5 million award granted to Zhongshan by an independent arbitrary tribunal chaired by the former president of the UK Supreme Court. And the seized jets are said to be part of Nigeria's presidential air fleet. Now, however, responding to the development, Onanuga in the statement said the federal government is fully aware of effort being made by the Ogun State government to reach an amicable resolution on the matter. Part of the statement reads, "This arm-twisting tactics by the Chinese company is the latest in a long list of failed moves to attach Nigerian government-owned assets in foreign jurisdictions. The material facts in the transaction between the Ogun State government and the Zhongshan point to another P&ID case in which unscrupulous and questionable individuals falsely present themselves as investors with the sole objective of undercutting and scamming governments in Africa. Undoubtedly, Zhongshan withheld vital information and misled the judicial court in Paris into attaching the Nigerian government presidential jet, which are on routine maintenance in France. The use and nature of the presidential jet as assets of a sovereign entity whose assets are protected by diplomatic immunity forbid any foreign court from issuing an order against them. We are convinced the Chinese company misled the Judicial Court of Paris regarding the use and nature of the asset it seeks to attach and did not fully disclose to the court as required by law. This same Chinese company had tried to enforce its questionable judgment in the UK and US but failed. Like the P&ID case, foreign companies are trying to defraud Nigeria with the collaboration of some bureaucrats. Zhongshan appeared to have sold the judgment they got to a venture capitalist seeking to make money by embarrassing the federal government and President Bola Tinubu. We want to assure Nigerians that the federal government is working with the Ogun State government to discharge the frivolous order in Paris immediately. Now this is where we are always worried. We have been borrowing so much money. There's a way you borrow so much money, after a while, everybody who feels that Nigeria is now a loose end will now start coming in to see how they can. Let's hope that this whole thing is being cleared, because this has happened sometime also in UK. But somehow Nigeria was able to clear off that mess. In fact, we're actually looking for some of our property, owned by Nigerian government diplomats. Somehow, Nigeria pulled through. We can't be doing this. And this particular deal took place so many years ago. And some persons will just go somewhere and employ and invite some wonderful set of persons to come and do investment in Nigeria with one very funny aim: to just eat. It's national moi. Have you seen how the level of our corruption is taking us to become an international embarrassment, where everybody now sees Nigeria as an opportunistic country where you can come and take and run away with it? I honestly pray that our transparency level should improve, okay, so that some of these things can be checked very early before we go to. How did we even go to the point of even signing the agreement with such a company if we have not? Why didn't we do our due diligence before signing? Because for the Paris court to have granted that, they must have presented some legal document to have warranted them to have given that verdict. Of course, I guess they are trying to appeal it, but the embarrassment is really out of hand. Let's feel the pulse of Nigerians very quickly. This one here says, I think you forgot to mention that Peter will be obedient and Indigo and IPOB are always they are always your problem. I don't understand. What concerns? We are talking about national issue and issues that bother us on Nigeria. Well, Peter B, like every other concerned Nigerian, is asking that question. Another person here says, how about Peter B, after you sponsored the last protest that grounded Nigeria, you want ahead and order the seizure of Nigerian presidential jets? Please, Obi, allow this government breathe now. Okay, this is sarcasm, really. I think they're just being sarcastic. That's a good wrap it up. Let's meet in our comment section. What's your take?
Global happenings today. We communicate. We analyze.